So, you know how you can sometimes hear certain players not at all? They don't say a peep for years at a time. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates just open up and they just never stop talking. It's like, wow, you had a lot on your mind for a while. You've been wanting to spill the tea for years and you've just been playing the good soldier. That, folks, is Jaylen Brown right now. Jaylen Brown has had enough. There are multiple articles now being written about Jaylen Brown. He's decided to address literally everything, everywhere, all at once with the Ringer. There was so much tea spilled. They talked about Boston Celtics getting Kyrie and having Kyrie leave. You had the Ime Udoka stuff. I mean, it was massive. It was sweeping. Logan Murdoch did a great job. They even talk about Kanye West and his relationship to Donda Sports. I mean, it was full on. Brown was completely unapologetic, direct, as pretty much as you might expect him to be. He's never really spoken like this at length before. But the big takeaway is really just how much the Celtics and Jayson Tatum flirting with Kevin Durant fucked with Jaylen Brown's head. He's already someone who said in this article, I do not trust people. I do not trust organizations. I do not trust teams. And they were shopping me. And then they said they weren't shopping me. And we all got, quote unquote, on the same page. But did we? Though? Like, I don't know if I believe them. When asked about his relationship with Jayson Tatum, he was pretty blunt. It's not going to please Celtics fans because apparently being dangled as trade bait for Kevin Durant would do that for you. He said, well, KD and JT are friends. They were working out together and whatnot, so I wasn't sure what the energy was there. I wasn't sure what the direction of the organization was. You add that to the fact that Ime Udoka, the guy that he promoted to get hired in the first place because they were on Team USA together, and he gets fired, and you're like, boy, I don't know what's going on with this organization. So he jumps on this three-way call with Jayson Tatum and Brad Stevens, like I said. They're like, hey, Jaylen, you're part of our future. No. And he was like, yeah, I'm pretty suspicious of this. And Tatum was interviewed for the piece, and he had this to say about Brown. Well, a lot of people, fans, are fascinated with our relationship and how that's developed and grown over time. He's got fans within the Celtics fan base. I've got fans within the Celtics fan base. And I think our fans have more of a hard time coexisting than me and him do. We've never had an argument. I don't think we've ever had a real argument or a fight. Nothing crazy like that. Yeah, kind of weird. I think that people are either Team Tatum or Team Brown. Kind of reminds me of a relationship between a passive-aggressive couple who just keeps everything inside until one day one of them wakes up this morning and is like, you know what? You never take out the fucking garbage. You know what? That really... And then you're just like, wait, what is this? Is this about the garbage or is this about something else? It's healthy to let things out a little bit more than they have, I think. And it turns out it's not just the personal relationship with Jayson Tatum that's damaged. It's his feelings for the entire organization. That might not surprise anyone based on who the Celtics are known to be and who Jaylen Brown is known to be. Don't need to say more on that, but you know what I'm saying. The Celtics operate on different principles, he said. They look at it as a business where they tell you one thing and then behind closed doors they say another and they'll trade you off. They'll tell you we love you and they'll be having like, yeah, we're going to trade him next week. Like where I'm from in the South, if you don't come through the front door, it's considered disrespectful. I feel a lot of times when you deal in these corporate spaces, everybody wants to come through the back door or come through at an angle. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, I'm sorry to say that when you are dealing with trade negotiations, if the trade falls through, they need to tell you they love you. Like, that's just how it goes. Otherwise, what is this relationship left? Very tenuous situation. So much to unpack. So much damage to undo. I think Jaylen Brown might be Gucci on the Boston Celtics as a whole. I think he's sort of ready to move on, it feels like. It doesn't sound like he wants to be a Celtics anymore. He's a free agent after next season. if you can read the energy, JB kind of feels like he has already broken up with the Celtics unless something changes, unless he gets a supermax contract. He's probably gone. This is what he said. I just enjoy the time that you have now. If it's your whole career with Boston, it's your whole career. If it's not, it's not. Some of the greatest players of all time haven't finished with their organization. Michael Jordan retired a Wizard. As much as we feel like it, we like it here and enjoy being here, you see where life takes you. You see where the process goes. All you do is really focus on what's in front of you, to be honest. I'll just say we'll get there when we get there. Oh, boy. He also said this to Logan, which I thought was even more interesting. Brown was asked if he wants to stay in Boston long term. Brown says, I don't know. As long as I'm needed, it's not really up to me. We'll see how they feel about me over time and I feel about them over time. Hopefully, whatever it is makes sense. But I'll stay where I'm wanted. I will stay where I'm needed. And this is the most important line. And I will stay where I'm treated correct. Ooh, boy. I don't know. Hey, girl, I'm not saying we're breaking up, but you might want to get your own Netflix account. Like, I'm not saying we're breaking up, but you might want to look at some new crock pots for yourself. I'm not saying we're breaking up, but you need to decide whether you're getting the couch or the mattress, because we're breaking up. So I don't know. Boston and Jaylen Brown are in a real predicament. If you know he's not happy and he doesn't want to sign an extension, which, by the way, he's not going to sign an extension because he's only eligible for 125% raise. If he makes All-NBA, he's eligible for a much higher extension. But if he doesn't make All-NBA, that's all you can offer him. And you have to wait until he hits free agency. And if he hits free agency, anything can happen. Then you add into the fact that the Boston Celtics right now don't look great with Joe Mazzulla if they get bounced early. Now you've got whispers that Atlanta is keeping an eye and monitoring the Jaylen Brown situation, which, by the way, Jaylen Brown, as you notice, is from Atlanta. This thing could go sideways fast. Yes, the latest news, like I said, is the Atlanta Hawks are working to clear cap space, a.k.a. John Collins, with the clear intent of making a run at Jaylen Brown. Things could change fast in Boston.